Hello, in this video I'm going to go over a couple of the problems from the practice midterm, the practice problems for the second exam. And so that we're going to go through them one at a time. The first one I'm going to talk about is this one. How much should you deposit into a savings account that earns 6% interest if you have $4,000, if you want to have $4,000 a month at your retirement? So if I look at this, it's actually this this equation right here. So I said, how much am I going to need in order to get $4,000 a month at retirement? So what I've done is I took the $4,000 and I divided it by the monthly interest rate. So I'm using the equation P is equal to A over I when I is equal to infinity. So I'm using that equation in this to figure out how much I need at retirement in order to get $4,000 a month. And then the next thing I'm going to do is say, well, what is that in monthly payments then in order to get that full $800,000 at retirement? What's my payment amount? So I used the payment formula, took the interest rate, the number of periods, because it's 40 years, I took 480 months, and then the amount I need is this number, the $4 million. So the answer is I need to deposit $400 a month in my retirement account for 40 years in order to be able to draw $4,000 a month out of my retirement fund for my whole retirement period. So the next problem, number 2, is looking at, given the cash flows of the two projects, Alternative 1 and Alternative 2, and use a 10% discount rate to determine the salvage value for Alternative 1 that will make the two projects equivalent. So what I'm going to do here is I actually set up this equation here and I calculated the present value of each of these alternatives. So in this case, actually, this is initially I have this at 0 because that's the salvage value, but I have $1,000 here for the salvage value. So just to be clear, that the way that I'm going to calculate the net present value is I'm taking the net present value of these cash flows, 1 through 8, and then at that 10%, and then I'm adding that to the initial cost, and then I'm also adding a discounted value for this back 8 years, because salvage values occurs at the end of the 8th year. It's actually kind of occurring at the same time as this number, but I want it to be separate. So when I first calculated, I see, and I did it for both of them, and I see that this is off by $2,000. So the question is, what positive value here will I need to get in order to get those projects equal? And so I'm going to use I'm using the tools of GoalSeek, and I'm going to say set cell, this cell, equal to 133.97, which is the same value as Alternative 2, by changing this cell. So I'm going to have it go ahead and do that calculation, and it ends up to be, the answer is 5,280 is the salvage value in order to make those two projects equal. Okay, I'm going to stop this video because I'm just going to do problem 1 and 2, and then I will create another one for a couple more problems.